People always ask me what the worst part of being a garbage man in New York City is. The smell, you get used to it. The rats, you learn to ignore them. The weird things you find in the bags, you stop looking too closely. No, the worst part is what you see if you're on the route between midnight and 3 a.m. I've been driving trucks for 21 years, and I've seen more than my share of strange stuff. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for that. They call him Oscar, partially inspired by the Sesame Street character, although I don't know if it's really related. At first I thought it was just a joke. One of the guys said they saw a little green creature poking out of a trash can late at night, eyes gleaming like black glass marbles in the streetlight. They'd laugh and say, "That's Oscar the Grouch. You've never seen him before?" As if they didn't totally believe it, but liked talking about it anyway. But the more I worked nights, the more I started to think he was actually real. You have to understand, it's rare to actually catch a glimpse of him. Most people don't. Even if they're out late, they'll just walk right past him without ever noticing. But as a garbage man, I'm walking past hundreds of cans every night, stopping at each one, lifting lids, tossing bags. If anyone's going to see him, it's going to be me. I guess that's why he started noticing me, too. The first time I saw him was on a route through Alphabet City. I was throwing bags into the back of the truck when I heard it. A scraping noise from a line of trash cans behind me. Not the soft skitter of rats, a deep metallic clang, like something was crawling inside the can. I turned around and froze. There was a trash can about 20 feet away. The lid was off, and sticking out of it was a pair of gross green, furry hands, gripping the rim. Then two big black eyes blinked out at me from the shadows inside. Then it ducked back in so fast I almost thought I imagined it. At least until I heard a low, raspy chuckle echoing from inside the can. I didn't finish that route. Over the next few weeks, I started noticing him everywhere. Sometimes he'd be halfway down into a can when I rounded the corner, his furry green back wriggling as he ducked out of sight. Sometimes he'd already be staring at me from the distance, watching, waiting. And every time, he was in a different can. One night I finally worked up the courage to get a closer look. We were on West 112th near the park, and I saw his head sticking out of a can next to a playground fence. The moonlight caught the outline of his face, a broad mouth, matted fur, the same big black eyes, and I swear, he smiled at me. And then I heard it, a muffled voice, a child.
"Please, help me."
It was coming from inside the trash can. I dropped my bag and ran over, heart pounding, and grabbed the rim of the can. That was when Oscar's hand shot out and grabbed my wrist. It felt like a vice, cold, slimy, but somehow strong enough to nearly crush my bone. His face slowly came closer, and I saw then that his fur wasn't fur at all. It was clumps of rotting trash, worms wriggling through it. His eyes, just black holes that stared right through me. He growled. Then I heard what sounded like the screams of hundreds of people coming from deep inside the can. I yanked free and stumbled back. In one quick motion, he ducked into the can, slamming the lid over himself. The can rattled for a second, then went still. When I opened it again, he was gone, and all that was there was the can's metal bottom. The next day, I tried to tell one of the old-timers what I saw. He just shook his head and muttered, "Been here longer than we have. Some say he first came over with the initial settlers. Collects people like trophies. Always has." Later that week, I heard about another guy, a temp who'd been on the crew for just a few weeks. He radioed that he'd spotted something weird on his route in the Lower East Side and never came back that morning. When they found him, he was in an alley a few blocks from his truck. The cops said it was natural causes, but I heard from the guys who actually saw the body that it looked more like he'd died of shock. His mouth was stuck open and his hands frozen in a clenched position. I stopped working nights after that, but sometimes, even in daylight, I'll walk past a trash can and hear something moving inside. Sometimes even hear it whispering my name. That's when I just start to walk a little faster, telling myself I didn't hear what I heard. So if you ever find yourself in New York City after midnight, and you hear a trash can lid pop open behind you, don't look back. And for the love of God, don't stop walking. I can assure you, he's still out there, still adding to his collection.